Parents, if you have kids that are extremely active, maybe they're in sports, maybe they're in dance, and you are oftentimes stuck in a position where you want to record their sporting events or you want to record their recital, but you're in the back of the auditorium, well, listen up, this is a great camera for you. Matt came in from Panasonic to tell us about their brand new Panasonic Lumix FZ200 12.1 megapixel zoom camera. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Melissa, and you absolutely nailed it. I think a lot of people, when they see these cameras, they immediately assume it's for the most advanced shooters out there. Reality is, I think that is the exact customer for a product like this.
Perfect. All right. Well, one of the features that stood out when I was reading about the FZ200 was the bright lens. Is that right?
Exactly. Well, some people call them fast, some people call them bright. I think bright's a better description.
Okay.
What that means is that this camera is going to let a ton of light into the lens. We measure brightness by what we call f-stop values, which is just a nerdy term for the big opening in the lens. f2.8 is considered a very large, very bright opening in the camera. It's what professional photographers typically use for things like weddings and stuff like that. Well, this camera is not only f2.8 at the wide angle, which would be a 25 millimeter wide angle, but it's also at 600 millimeter f2.8 as well. It's the world's only super zoom camera that is truly f2.8 across the entire focal length, which means that you're not going to have to worry about blurry pictures with this camera when your kids are running or if they're in a recital, because you're going to get enough light into the lens. To give you some idea of the difference, this camera is what we call 3 stops brighter than what other cameras would be, which means I can use a 3 times faster shutter speed than our competitors at that full super zoom reach. And to give you an idea of what it would cost you if you went out and tried to buy an SLR camera to get a lens like that, you're going to pay about $8,000 for that lens that we're building into this camera right now. And something else to keep in mind, there seems to be this arms race between manufacturers, with everybody trying to get to 50 or 60 times optical zoom. As far as we're concerned, if you don't have enough light to work with the camera's lens, it's really pointless to have a mega zoom like that, which is why we're at 24 times optical zoom and maintaining that super bright lens.
Excellent. All right. Another thing that is important when selecting a camera is its sensor. And there's a lot of sensors out there on the market, and Panasonic chose to put CMOS sensors in their cameras. Tell our viewers the benefit of the CMOS sensor.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, they hear CMOS, they hear CCD, and it's like, well, what's the difference? What's it really mean to me? When you see the word CMOS on a camera, what we're talking about is the part that replaced the film. That's the sensor. That CMOS that we're using gives us a more efficient capturing device, which means you're not going to have to worry so much about how much light gets to the sensor. Remember, we already have a really super bright lens. That CMOS gives us just a little more light than if we used a CCD. Plus, it's much faster and more energy efficient. So we can do things like 10 frame a second burst shooting with this camera. So you can just hold down the shutter and capture everything that your kids do. In addition, we can do things like super high definition video, or what's called 1080p full HD video, which a lot of cameras, they can't do the 60 frame a second capability of this product because of the fact they're not using that CMOS technology.
Another thing that Panasonic says about the FZ200 is that it has the best viewfinder in the market.
Absolutely. In terms of the super zoom category, it's that technology people don't think much about. You know, you get outside and you go to take pictures. It gets too bright sometimes to see this. Well, then all of a sudden, I want to put it to my eyes, guys. I'm going to take your picture right now. When you go to put it to your eye like this, you end up looking, and all you see is this grainy lattice work of what basically looks like you're shooting through a screen door. Well, that's because they only have about 202,000 little dots. This is 1.3 million dots of resolution, so it is incredibly clear and sharp and easy to see.
Great. Okay. So one thing I wanted to talk about, especially with the viewfinder, is that it articulates, right?
Yeah. The LCD screen is what we call a fully articulating LCD. See, I'm the one who ends up taking the pictures at the house, which means I'm never in the shot. Well, now I can go ahead and mount this on the tripod, and see, we can go ahead and zoom in right there. We can now tilt the screen out, and I can get in the photos now. Or if I'm going to be shooting pictures of my kids at a parade or whatever, I'm able to hold that camera up above my head, and I'm able to use the fully articulating screen on the camera as well.
Great. Okay. And then last but not least, this camera, just so you know, viewers, has won numerous awards. It's been top rated in the industry. Congratulations.
Yeah, we've won some awards. The leading consumer magazine has recently reported that it's the top rated camera in their reviews. CNET and DP Review have both given it top honors for the super zoom category. And frankly, it's because of that incredibly bright f2.8 lens. That's really been the winner.
Now, we also have something special to offer our viewers today. Panasonic has teamed up with iFi to offer a bundle freeze. So when you buy the FZ200, you get an iFi 4 gig SD card. And what that means for you, what's so cool about this technology is that it is a Wi-Fi SD card. So you can take these pictures and then immediately upload them to your Wi-Fi enabled smartphone. So your iPhone, your Windows Phone, your Android, right then and there, then you can instantly share your high quality images right to Facebook, Instagram. So no longer do you have to really sacrifice the quality of those photos. Take it with your top grade digital camera and then upload it through your phone.
If it's a moment worth capturing, it's worth capturing on a high quality camera.
Absolutely.
And naturally with iFi, you're going to be able to get those pictures off that camera much faster, be able to share them very quickly.
Not only that, you'll be able to store them wirelessly to your computer from the moment you get home, which is a great feature.
Yeah, get them out of the memory card.
Yes,
that's what I say.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Matt, for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, it's time to stop recording those sporting events and those dance recitals with your phone. It's time to step up and buy the Panasonic Lumix FZ200 12.1 megapixel super zoom camera. It also comes bundled with the iFi 4 gig SD card. You can buy yours today at Rakuten.com shopping.